Hey, what's up everyone? It is the 20th of August 2020. I'm in Rangiora. This is a small town in North Canterbury, about 20 minutes out of Christchurch. It's not that small, it's like the fourth largest town in Canterbury, I think. But yeah, I'm going to walk around and try to do some street interviews in Rangiora today for a little bit of a change. New Zealand is still in a state of partial lockdown. Well, New Zealand's in level 2 lockdown, Auckland's in a level 3 lockdown. It's supposed to go till next week sometime. I think it's like they'll revise if they're gonna end the restrictions on Wednesday, something like that. There was interesting piece of news yesterday that the High Court ruling came out that the lockdown that we did earlier in the year, the hard level 4 lockdown, was illegal. At least the first part of it was. The government didn't have the legal authority to put the restrictions on us that they did, telling us to stay at home and not associate with anybody outside of our household and not run our businesses and all of that. So this is quite interesting. Some people will say that, well, it's okay because they did it for our own good, but I think it's a bit of a problem when you've got a government acting outside of the power given to them by the people. I think you start to move from being a liberal democratic society at that point and towards being something like an authoritarian society or a communist society. In New Zealand right now, we're not exactly becoming a communist society. It's more a liberal democratic society with communist characteristics. But that's bad enough. I was watching a video yesterday from the Australian news, 9 News, and showed a police officer in Melbourne choking a young woman on the street because she didn't have a mask on. And it turned out that she actually had an exemption, so she wasn't even doing anything illegal. And, you know, I can't help but feel that this is the library here. I think this is the official public library of Rangiora. I assume it is. Kind of interesting looking building. But I can't help but feel that it's all a little bit predictable when you start letting the government off the chain and giving them all of these powers that they can use without any consequence, that we do start to see these type of police state behaviours. And you know, Victoria day by day is looking more and more like a kind of totalitarian communist state. And you know, do people really think that this is all proportionate? Do people really think that this is all rational and purely related to tackling COVID-19? You know, there's clearly political agendas mixed in with it, and some pretty sinister political agendas at that. And you know, this is going to keep going, and it's going to keep getting worse, not just with the virus, but with all the bullshit that goes along with it. And it's going to keep getting worse until people draw the line and say, you know, this is okay and this isn't. and say, you know, okay, we'll social distance, or you know, maybe we'll you know, limit gatherings, or but we're not going to have you know, cops choking us out in the street just because they're on a power trip, you know, from the new legislation and the new climate. So yeah, well, those are a couple of my reflections on some events of the past week or so. Guess I'll walk around a little bit in Rangiora now and try to chat to some people. Alright, that's me. Catch you guys later.